I'm Cyclon, and today we're gonna have a bonus video for my League Start preparation series. So this video is gonna be about group leveling, which I'm fully aware is not gonna be for everybody. Some people are gonna be jumping on this opportunity, gonna try to get a group going, not gonna do any practice, it's gonna feel horrible. Other people are just not gonna even try, and some people are gonna do this, and it's really gonna help them. So I'm gonna preface this with what I just said. Don't try to do a group campaign run without practicing it. It's gonna be a horrible experience. I just did a group campaign run yesterday with two buddies that neither of us have been doing a group campaign run since Frisia for two of us, and for the last one, never done any group practice runs or any group runs. So we just noticed of how much bad this can go if things don't go perfectly or because of small mistakes and everything. But you really want to press this in. Don't try a group practice one without a group leveling one without actually practicing it. Now, this out of the way. Let's talk about why you should consider running in a group instead of running solo. Group leveling has a lot of benefits, or rather has three benefits. So, group leveling has one major benefit that is just beyond of the all. You're gonna be on the pace of the fastest runner up to 30 minutes faster. This is based on my experience. In a really worked in group, they can go even further, but this is assuming a more general approach, and most people will be of the pace of the fastest runner or up to 30 minutes faster than, depending on the amount of practice they've done. On top of that, you're gonna have better gear. Now, there are two reasons for that. First of all, or I guess two and a half or three, but first of all, you're gonna be having time to level in really good XP zones. Those XP zones are good because they have a high density of enemies, they're going to contain a lot of magic monsters or guaranteed magic packs, and they're going to have a lot of rares as well. So you're going to kill all these enemies, you're going to get a good amount of XP, and you also gonna be getting a really good amount of gear. You have a good amount of gear, and you can look to upgrade your character with, you're going to get more currency, you can do more crafts on your gear, it's just going to be better. But on top of that, important pieces of gear like 3 links, 4 links, really good rares, or maybe some good uniques can be dropped by other people in your group leveling run. And they can then hand them to you. So let's say 3 links in Act 1. Sometimes you just don't get a 3 link during Act 1. In a group run, most of the 3 links are dropped by somebody leveling in a ledge or prisoner's gate at some point during Act 1, and at the end of Act 1, most people usually have their desired 3 links. Just based on my experience. There's still sometimes ones where it goes horrible, but most of the time you will get your 3 link at the end of Act 1. If you're running with 6 people and you know what you're doing and they are being called out because people are aware of the 3 links that other people need. So these are two really good reasons that you get better gear. But the third one, especially in 326, is because you're running leveling zones, you can interact with the league mechanic, meaning you can check out the mercenaries, and if they have a proper gear item for you, you have the time to fight them and kill them, assuming you're using a build that can actually do it. The last thing about group leveling, which is a theoretical minus, but once we look closer at it, it's actually a benefit. Because you're running faster, you're gonna end up with less XP than usual. But this XP can be regained in Blood Aqueduct. This means you can gain this XP in an extremely good zone where you can also do Chaos Recipe. So you can level in Blood Aqueduct, so you can level in Heist, you can get your Chaos Recipe, get your XP going, you get better, you improve your gear, and you do Chaos Recipe. Because this zone is just that good. It has guaranteed blue packs, it has guaranteed rares, it has a really easy layout to follow, it has extremely good density, and all your XP you lost you can just regain there before killing Kitaba. So this much for the benefits of group leveling. Now I'm gonna mention this again, I know it's gonna annoy people, but don't do this without practice. This is the result of group leveling if you practice. If you're not gonna be practicing, it's gonna end up horribly. Now, there's of course the question of group leveling more details. This video, I'm going to try to cover the most basics of basics to convince you of getting into group play. But if you actually want to go into group play, I'm gonna recommend this YouTube channel. This is Team Focus. They made a series of videos that are extremely good to understand and to watch if you want to get into group leveling. I will link it in the description. They have been doing so many group runs. They are so practiced in it. It's insane of what they can achieve when they run a 6-man party. And this is the best source you have to learn group leveling in more detail. This video is just about convincing you to go for it. Now, how do you gonna find your group for group running? Well, there's always the chance that you have buddies that maybe want to group level with you. You should ask them, like the people you share items with like, yo, look at what I've got. Hey, do you maybe have a few divines you can borrow me? Or do you just, hey, I need this map. Do you have it? Can we trade or something? Just the people you regularly chat with PoE, you could ask those first. If you don't have any buddies that want to group level with you, you could look for a guild. Now, generally, I always recommend being in a guild. Also, self-plotting here, if you still need a guild, I also have a guild that I'm currently building up on my own. Feel free to join. But regardless, you can look in your guild, you can look for people to play with the guild. Again, just like buddies, there's already a base level of trust. During campaign, you're gonna get your items from them. There's not gonna be any benefit of not sharing with you because you're gonna be buddies based on this then when you practice together. So guild is a really great spot to find people to level with. And if neither of those works, you could look at the official and semi-official PoE discords. So this could be the public PoE discord, it could be the regional PoE discord for your language. For example, for me it would be the German PoE discord. It could be Path of Exchange, it could be TFT. They all have channels, as far as I'm aware at least, where you can look for people to group level with. But keep in mind that those people, if they get a good unique drop, they might not share that with you, even if it would be highly beneficial to you, just because they could sell it for a chaos or two. So this would be the least preferred option, or compared to these two. Because those are just gonna be with people who are ready as a base level of trust, and the base level of, hey, I want to help each other out. Now, all this said, this is really the basics of group leveling. So you know why group leveling is going to be good for you. You now know where to find resources for group leveling and where to find your group members. But now I still need to convince you of what is actually making group leveling faster. So let's take a look at this. Let's say you have main objectives during an act and you have sides. Sides as in passive points, a side quest, a trial, or anything. Just stuff that doesn't actually progress the main completion, and you could theoretically not do them at all and get to endgame still. You would be significantly weaker, but this is the thing. So the main objectives, you always want somebody that pushes main objectives. Let's assume you're the best runner in the team, and for a simplistic approach to group leveling, you're just going to be running mainly the main objectives. Now, in a proper group leveling setup, it's not always going to be the main person, but we're not going to go into that detail for now. You always want to run the main objectives. So in Act 1, you would be going, everybody would be in mudflats, and then you would be like ledge, prison, and so on. You would be Prisoner's Gate, and then at some point you would go for Merveil. Now, this is a very simplistic Act 1 overview, but there are a few things that are considered optional in Act 1. Somebody else could run Flooded Depths and kill the Dweller. Somebody else can do the trial in lower prison, so you don't need to do the trial. Then somebody else can set up Fairgraves. So you just need to hop in and kill Fairgraves and you're good to go. So this is already 3 things that are already taking up your Act 1 that, based on your own speed, could be taking 3 minutes, could be 5 minutes that you're just gonna be saving. So this is less things you need to worry about and somebody else can do it. And again, other people are running leveling zones, so if they get something good for you, assumingly they can give it to you and you have a better time. Now, taking a little bit more complex approach to Act 2, because Act 2 has a lot of things that can be done simultaneously. So let's say you are 3 players. We have player 1, player 2, and player 3. Player 1 can go and do Weaver. Player 2 does Chambers. Chamber of Sins 1 and 2. And player 3 can set up Oak. So when you're done with these 3 things, you're gonna be timing it so you do them all in one rotation. Again, for that, look at team focus. But once you've done this, somebody else would already be ready. So the person that does Oak can now already push to the wall ball. While Weaver can set up Alira. Whoever done Weaver is already in Western Forest and can set up Alira or has the waypoint, and whoever done Chamber of Sins can now set up Caitlyn. So in the next rotation you can have the wall ball, you can kill Caitlyn, and then you can help Alira. So you're already done with all your bandits, and you are already in Northern Forest. So then one person can push Northern into boss, a bit long. Then the other person can set up the trial. Now the first person that has mainly been pushing, they can now just relax and level. Now you already have everything done in Act 2, split between 3 players, meaning you're 3 times as fast in Act 2 than you would be normally in Act 1. Now imagine you have 6 players. You could have one person going to Weaver, one going to Chamber of Sins, one going Oak, one going Caitlyn, one setting up Alira, and still have one already preparing the crypt to do the trial and the passive point later. So you have almost everything set up in one go. And after that, there's just left pushing the wall ball, killing the boss, and doing the trial plus the hand. So there's one person that does the trial, one the hand, and then one person pushing to the wall ball, while then the other person pushes from another person pushes from the wall ball into the boss. So it's just gonna be incredibly quick how you can get through Act 2 if you have practiced a little bit of group leveling. Now, I'm not gonna go into further details. I think I've made the benefits of group play and the efficiency of group play fairly clear. If there are any questions, I can answer them in the comment section. I can answer them on Discord or when I'm live on stream. But also, really, just do check out Team Focus if you're interested in group play. Look between your buddies and guild mates if anybody wants to go for it, and practice group play until launch. Don't go into it unpracticed, and you're gonna be having a really solid group play experience, or at least group leveling experience. And then in maps, you can still split up, you can still do your own things. You're not forced to be level together or play together after campaign. All this being said, that's been for me. I will be later live on Twitch. I will be working on the full League Starter Guide tomorrow. And I'll be seeing you in my next video or live on Twitch. Goodbye.